Let's do it. Let's dance. It's time to get into NFL Supercoach Nutters. We're here to bring you all the Supercoach news in regards to NFL. Mate, a bit of a new intro there. Gets us dancing, gets us grooving, Ted.
It's showtime, bro. Dancing we are, mate. Just getting straight into it, mate. I love that introduction, mate.
Mate, we're all hanging to see what sort of madness you bring in this week. You know that.
We're bringing the madness, all right, but nothing brings madness better than the NFL itself. So, what a crazy week, Bretto. What a crazy week. I particularly sucked a lot this week. I struggled. I got a 457 this week. Fucking embarrassing myself. If it could have gone wrong, it did go wrong. Just a fucking debacle. I didn't fall too many places, though, so there were a couple of others in the same boat. But there were some that excelled, Brad. How did you go yourself, mate?
Oh, mate, I scraped home with basically 500, the same score I seem to get every friggin' week. Can't get much more, don't get much less. Just the same every week for me. But my makeup of my team is a lot different to yours. You've got, no offense, but you're a bit, I'm conservative where you're non-conservative, where my team makeup is probably designed in that conservative nature just to get those average scores, just be very, very average. I won most of my head-to-heads. There was one I didn't win, Cashy head-to-head that I lost. So, yeah, there was a few disasters, like a few people. I think I had 3 players in single figures, including the old Eggy. Was it Eggy this week? No, I think I sold him. No, Rome, there was certainly Rome. He let me down.
Sucked. London sucked. Golden sucked. McMillan sucked. They all fucking sucked, mate. You know, like I think I had about seriously 10 players that scored under 15 points. Fuck me, mate. You know, it was just it was around from hell. It just sucked. It hurt the ego, just killed me. But that's Supercoach. Shit happens. We're here to bounce back, mate. I'll take the highs with the lows. So this week we're going to hit the highs this week, Bretto. We're going to hit the highs this week.
Did you have any of those? There were a few players, though, that went bananas.
No, I fucking missed them all. I just sucked on everything. I didn't have Chase who got 70. I didn't have the Cleveland Browns defense, which scored 50. I had everyone that sucked ball sacks, except for Taylor, Robinson, and CMC. Jingle Bells Jacobs saved the day for me, but everyone else sucked. It was fucked. I can't say any more than that. It was just, I hated every minute of it. Of course, I watch every game. It was just fucking painful. They just couldn't have been over quick enough. I hated the round.
Yeah, well, as I said, there were quite a few that went bananas. Bo Nix went bananas.
Big Dick Bo Nix. Didn't he go bananas, though? But what about the team that he went bananas on, mate? You know, like they were absolutely killing it and then just turned to fucking spuds.
There were another, didn't they what? But we'll talk about them a bit more later. So there was another couple of high flyers during the week as well, which an awful lot of people would have had. Of course, Christian McCaffrey.
70 points.
Yeah, 70 friggin' points. How good would that have been? Like, that's enormous. John O'Taylor, another 64, just to continue his mad-ass season that he's having. Just some all-round, just huge numbers.
Jamar Gibbs, 70 points.
Yep.
Chase, 60 points. Jackson Dart, even though we'll talk about it later, 58 points before he fucking choked.
Amazing, isn't it? Just
unbelievable. What about this one? The cheap call you were talking about last week. Judkins, 52 points. What a juggernaut, mate. He just had a barnstorming game. This week, just quickly, I think he's got a break even of about 8. And he could be a nice little downgrade for someone that's got the ball to do it. Personally, I won't. But if he fits your budget, could be a sneaky one there, Brado.
I like Judkins. I actually did mention him in my little article that goes up every single week. Only problem with Judkins is he's not really in the position where we're just about all going to have dramas this week. So the position we're talking about, folks, is wide receiver. If you're lucky enough to not have to trade in anything at your wide receivers, well, I don't know. I don't know how you got there. We've got Piku out. We've got Amon Ross, the sun god. He's out. And, of course, we've got JSN, who's the out-and-out shooting star of wide receivers this year. They're your top three wide receivers in the comp so far, and they're all out this week. Wow. A lot of people have got three out, and they're having to trade.
Because I think more than 50% of the league has got Travis Hunter there, Brado. So it's like we're fucked. This is Armageddon. This is where I think the smart play is to just stack the bench with your 20 million, which you've got over there, or, like 21 for Puka and 18 for the Sun God. And then we've all got Travis Hunter. So just stick the captain on Travis Hunter, use the loop, and not give a fuck about it, and just load up where you can. I think if you have got 6 starters, you must be ranked 15,000 or fucking worse off. So your team's shit. You do need our help, right? Because those up the pointy end are all fucking struggling. This is a shit round, Brado.
It's not good. So what are we going to do? Well, let's have a look at we better have a look at this first. If it comes up this week.
It's now time for the injury report with your host, Big Ted.
This NFL injury report is brought to you by George Kittle's Hammy Helper, the only hammy helper you need to fix old tired leg.
Ah, yes, the old Burrow turf toe.
Hammy Helper.
We got bags of them.
Fucking Hammy Helper.
Who we got?
We've got bags of Hammy Helper going out the door. Everyone on the Hammy Helper sales, it's just the phone is flat out. It never stops ringing 24 hours a day in this game. I don't know where we're going to start this week, Brado. We might as well start with some QB news. If you're a Jaden Daniels owner, he's out. He's not playing this week. So he needs the Hammy Helper. You need help if you have him. Don't know which way you go there, but definitely out for the week.
Who's coming in for him?
Who's going to come in for him? It could be the Red Rifle's going to come in for him again. He came in last week. He's got a pretty good arm. He's been around this scene for, it seems like 15 years. Maybe not that long, but at least 10. I don't know. I don't know. If I've got him, I'd be selling him personally, and I wouldn't be going to the Rifle.
Well, that Washington, he's got no one to throw it to. And now Debo might be back this week. I haven't heard if he's going to be back. Well, but he'd be the only friggin' one that's left that you could throw it to. The rest of them are all fucking gone.
Well, just quickly though, Brado, Debo and Terry may be back this week. It's a speculator, like this is from the same person which has given us the mail that Ibuka wouldn't be out last week and be starting. So it's some pretty good mail. Terry and Debo could be back. I don't know. I'm not in that situation, so I don't want to offer shit advice, Brad, because it certainly would be if I'm giving you quarterback advice.
It's a scary room, that Washington. I don't know if you'd have any of them, but anyway, it's awful.
It's just an avoid for me. Now, here's the next one. Bryce Young, right ankle, will not be playing. So mate, he's out. Definitely gone. Also in the quarterback news, Justin Fields is not injured. He's hooked. They fucking paid him overs. The only thing that's hurt there is his pride, but not his bank account, so he doesn't give a fuck. It will probably be Tyrod Taylor, who's the new starter there for the Jets. But that's sort of like saying, for those NRL fans, like new captain of the Titans playing away with an injured fucking starting first team. So the Jets is a shit show this year. I wish him the best of luck. But Fields isn't hurt. He's hooked. Any interest in a downgrade to like Tyrod there for you, Bretto?
No.
No. Righto.
Look, that's only me though, folks. You know, you've got to. It depends upon your makeup of your team. In the quarterback, I'm only looking at upgrading. I'm not looking at downgrading. So that is when I've got 3 quarterbacks, and when 2 of them reach their peak, they will be moving them on to ones that offer me more higher ceiling sort of options. For instance, Danny Dimes is one of them. Danny will go when he hits his peak. He hasn't hit it just yet. Probably get to about 20, just low 20 millions, and then he'll be a sell, and you can easily flick him into somebody who else you might much prefer. Lamar, for instance, if he's back. But yeah.
Oh.
I'll be upgrading. I won't be downgrading. No, not in that position. No.
Now, in breaking news this week, Lamar is back. He's not gone. He's had his bye last week. Lamar is back, boys and girls, at 29.1 million with an 85 break even, Brado. He's back. He's back. I'm pretty sure we can talk about Lamar later. Now, also, just a quick heads up, just in case you've all forgotten, it's the Lions, it's the Arizona Cardinals, it's the Raiders, it's the Chargers, it's the Seahawks, it's the Jaguars bye week this week. It's slim pickings, everyone. Like, if there's injuries and buys, it's a limited field, so you just want to make some wise choices, because there will be those that make wise choices, and they will be pulling away from you if you fuck up this week. Be smart with your trades. That's about all on quarterback news at the moment, bro. Running back news. Okay, Kendrick Miller's out. He's gone. That's season over, mate. He's done. So it's probably looking good for Alvin Kamara now. So if you got shares in Alvin, they've just gone up. I wouldn't be going there, but plenty like Alvin. What about you, Brad? You know, like he's been around 100 years and he hasn't let anyone down. Is it time to?
It's quite a weird one, isn't he, Alvin Kamara? He had a great year last year, almost you could say a breakout year, although a breakout year as someone just about to face retirement. So a lot was still expected this year. And this year, they just haven't used him. His target share is just awful, which has been really, really weird at times. I'm just not sure why someone that good has been. But we've seen this. Derek Henry is one that has been ignored at times. And these teams, they play funny games with their rosters and their game plans. But if he's about all that's left, then you would think, yeah, he's going to get a bit more target share. I don't have any problems in the running backs. I don't. I've got way too many other problems. So running backs I've got this week, you're just going to have to live. I know a lot of people are trading out Genty, but you can just about go Genty to Kamara if you want. So
it's almost straight sideways to him.
Yeah,
a couple of million either way, and then you got him covered.
I don't mind it. I don't actually mind it. I don't think that's the worst thing you could do.
Oh, yeah, but by now I think that most of us, if you've got Genty troubles, it's because he's on your reserve bench. I think most of us wouldn't have Genty as a starter. If you do, well, trade him out, definitely.
He's on a bye. That's why people are flicking him. And
he's a solid hold for me. I've got other fires. He's on my bench anyway. I think we all started. Well, a lot of us started with him, so he's got up to about 11 mil now. So he's done his thing. If he's out for the bye, just hold. Back over to the Kansas City Chiefs. We've got Kareem Hunt. He's gone. He's out. So it'll still now be a two-headed sword there, I'd say, Brad, between Isaiah Pacheco and Brashard Smith. Pacheco's probably still the clear RB1 there. I think he got 15 attempts rushing last week. So there's a nice little upgrade for cheap down there. Yet he's pretty shit compared to some of the other running backs. Pacheco's pretty rubbish. Now, look, moving on from that, Aaron Jones returned to practice today. So if you're an Aaron Jones shareholder, good news for you. I still think he'll split a lot of it with Jordan Mason. Do you like either one of them, Brad?
No.
Not
okay,
really, moving straight on then. Okay, let's get into some wide receiver news. If it couldn't get any fucking worse at New York, Garrett Wilson's out. He's gone. They're fucked. That one there is just, that's the Titanic. It's the Hindenburg, whatever you call it. He's gone. Well, that's what my mail says. Chris Godwin, he's still out there. There's no news on whether he will be back for the season. So he's just a like wait and hold. Brian Thomas Jr. has the bye week, but he's banged up too. So he may not be back until after his bye. So if you're a Brian Thomas Jr. holder, that could be one you're definitely going to sell. And I know there are some owners out there, not many. Now, look, Chris Olave, he left the game with a leg injury, and then he came back, but he's not been cited at practice. So he misses practice this week with a strapped up ankle. So if you own him, I'd be shitting bricks. Alvin Kamara's receptions might go up too, because they won't have anyone to throw it to, because they're going to have Rashid Shaheed and Brendan Cooks as their receivers, with little skinny Wandale Robinson as their third option there. So if you're a Chris Olave owner, panic stations. Not much else in the wides as far as I know. But moving on to just some quick tight end news, fast as I can, Brad. Darren the Walrus, as I said, the first week is a fucking trap, and then I don't listen to my own advice and bring him in week 2. Well, he's torn his pectoral, and when you tear your pec, you can either tear it from out wide here or in tight here, and it feels like he's torn it out wide, and it could be a season ender for the old Walrus there. So if you've got him, it's a real situation where you have to prepare for next week, because it would have been smart to go to Trey McBride, Brad, but he's got his bye next week. So he's definitely someone which you have to be pre-targeting next week, because a lot of us brought in Walrus. Did you get affected by the Miami fuck-up, Brad?
Yeah, I brought him in. But
Yep.
I think both my tight ends have had their bye, apart from Wallace. So I might just fucking sit him there and just let him ride. Just let him go. But we'll see.
Yes, unfortunately, I can't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't. Well, that just about does us for the injury news, mate. Look, there's a lot of defensive players in and out that will affect your defensive lineups, but as our game doesn't support the platform, I can't be fucked doing any research into it. I haven't looked.
No. Well, all right, that's certainly some very interesting injury news there. The Chris Olave one is certainly very interesting, folks. Do have a look at that. I was actually considering Chris Olave. He has a very nice break even at the moment. He's set to make a fair bit of cash. So I guess those people who are looking at around about that price point, like he's -7 BE at the moment. So he's certainly one that has been on a bit of a tear.
Right.
Yep.
Just like real quick here, on the Raider Wire, it goes Chris Olave, ankle, missed New Orleans practice Wednesday. The Saints were without Olave for their first practice week on Wednesday. He's managing an ankle right now, and it's likely leaves him a day-to-day recovery with a low expected for fantasy owners for him to return. There's an unscheduled timeline. It's an unscheduled timeline. You know that they're the masters of fucking cloak and mirrors and stuff, but that just probably means he's fucking banged up. You know, like it's bad. Plus, getting back to Darren Waller, they've put him on the IR. So he's gone for at least fucking 4 weeks minimum, Brad. So he's a sell there. But back on to the Olave. Fuck, mate. It's a Bravey player that'd go for that move now, knowing that, mate. I don't think I'd be going there because you'll be backpedaling come like Monday morning.
Well, about the same price as AJ Brown.
Well, Big Ted started with him in his first week, and after my first week of flushing everything Brown out of my team, he was my first one gone, and he's done nothing but gangbusters since. Why the fuck not?
Well, they're up against the Giants this week, so not a bad matchup for them. But does have a buy. Does have a buy in week 9. But AJ Brown only 12 million. Certainly a very one that people probably should be looking at. Another one about the same price. A lot of people have been getting into is Wan'Dale Robinson at 9 million. All these ones are all about that mid price. And both of these, he's like got a -5 BE, as does AJ Brown. What do you think of Wan'Dale?
Well, I'm just trying to look for him on my rankings, and look, I've got to get right deep. It just like bear with me, but Wan'Dale Robinson, I've got him down here at about wide receiver number 24 on my list. I think there's better options this week, but as a cheap downgrade, he's got a lot of upside. It's just that then you're just going to be left with him stinking your bench up once all of your good players come back. I think he's a bit of a void for me.
Well, would you rather him? He's another one choice between. Would you rather him or Booty? Who doesn't like a bit of booty?
We all like a little bit of booty time. Who doesn't? And mate, honestly, why I hate the fucking Patriots is because they're good, right? You know, it's like, what do people hate? You know, like Parramatta slip up there. Penrith, of course they're good. Look, Drake May has absolutely come out of the gate this year. Like, the only one impressing me more is, mate, your boy at the Colts. Oh, I didn't see that coming, and I didn't see Drake May being as good as he is. I really like Booty. I think he's had 2 tutties in the last 2 games. He's certainly building up a bit of a rapport with his quarterback. I'd certainly look at him. But the other player who I really like, just quickly, Bretto, is that Tez Johnson. Who doesn't love little Tez, mate? Like, he's only 165 pounds, so what's that, about 65 kilos? And he's only 5'8" or 5'7", but he's just got it all. He's got the moves. And if anyone knows the backstory to him, what a fucking champion, mate. This kid could do anything. So he'd be my little cheap, sneaky downgrade option, which I wouldn't be too afraid keeping on the pine, mate, and then playing him if need be.
Well, Tampa Bay, they've got a massive injury in their wide receiver room. Mike Evans, wasn't it?
Yeah, gone
to the year. I don't know if you saw that. Knocked himself out cold on the field, and then when he woke up, he discovered he had a broken shoulder blade. So he's definitely gone. So, yeah, do you reckon Tez is going to be, because there's two there. There's actually two Johnsons that got quite a bit of a target share increase there. Tez Johnson and Camerson Johnson. Camerson's like 3 million, 3.7. Tez is
I wouldn't be going there. No. So, no, I wouldn't go there. Why I'd probably go with the Tez Johnson is that if no one knows the backstory there, like he comes from a bit of a broken home. His mum is still with us and is a big part of his life now. But for a long time, he was tutored by Bo Nix's parents and was brought up in the same household, went to the same school and did all the same things as Bo Nix. And his career is just going to follow along the same career path as Bo's, which I think is sky's the limit for both of them. I wish them the best too. That's why I've just got all of the good feelings, all the good vibe, all the good karma going Tez's way. Plus, when you heard him get interviewed the other week, when he got knocked out and he woke up and he thought that they were chanting MVP for him, what a genuine good bugger, mate. You know, I just really like this guy, Brad. It's a feel-good story. It's like eating a bit of fucking Nan's pie. That's what it feels like.
Well, okay, folks, for those people who don't have gold, Butte, who we were just talking about, Keishon, he's at minus 18 break even. He's going to earn you a nice, probably around about 2 million this week. And Tez Johnson's about 6 million, probably going to land you about 1.8 million or so if he sort of gets a nice little average somewhere around about 20 points. So not the worst options, I don't think, either of those two. All right, shall we have a look at the most traded now? What do you reckon?
Most traded, Bretto. Let's do it.
Okay. So the most traded out this week so far, Aston Genty, who we spoke about at the top, is on a buy. Again, for those people that don't have gold, has a 37 break even. So that suggests if you're looking at him as just a cash earner, he's basically hit his peak. He's not going to increase much more money than what he's at, 13 million. So, yeah, I can understand it. I'll be holding myself, but I understand why people are getting rid of him. Pick a Nakura. This could only be people that have the three big names on, and they have to get rid of one just to have a team. Rome Aduze, well, I'll be flicking him off. He's gone. What a disappointment, man. Like, he was flying, and then the last 2 weeks he's got 2 single-digit scores back-to-back. So any money, the 6 million I've made off him, I'm just about to lose. If I hold him, don't hold him, get rid of him, bank your 6 million. He was only ever a cash earner anyway. You agree with that?
Break even to 51. He's just got to go.
Yeah. So this one confuses me a little bit. Saquon Barkley, I guess people have just had enough, have they?
He just has under-delivered, I suppose. He's underwhelmed, Brad, but he's got all of the pedigree. Just hasn't been given the opportunity this year, you know. If you've got him, I don't know what you do, but put him on your bench, maybe. I wouldn't be starting him. Maybe not. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I'm glad I don't have to make that decision.
Darren Waller is the next one. The next one's quite an interesting one for me. And Mario Hampton, have you got any news on his return or what the hell's going on?
They're saying that he's still got another 6 to 8 weeks. So, like, Hampton back in a hurry, but maybe just before the end of the season. So that makes Vidal a real nice, juicy pickup for those that got him last week at about 4 million or whatever he was. Yeah, but Hampo's out. Oh, actually, talking about Hamptons, a friend of the show, Brent Hampton. Happy birthday, old boy, mate. Happy birthday. Fucking, he's got about 500 candles to blow out, but it's Hampo's birthday. So if you're listening, Brent, happy birthday, mate.
Happy birthday, mate. Yes, he is a friend of the show, and we do get a bit of feedback of him, so thanks for that. Amon Ross, I can't believe anybody was rolling out the Sun God. He's the number 7's most traded out. He traded out by around about 700 people or something so far. That seems a bit crazy to me.
Maybe they're just boosting with that trade and getting in all of those like players which are going to make them points, mate. I don't know, Brad, but I wouldn't be selling him. He's certainly sitting on my bench with Pooker, and the Sun God occupied my bench like a lot of people, I would imagine.
Ted McMillan is number 9. Number 10 is Travis Hunter. I don't really
and
get
that break even of fucking what's Trav's break even?
-9.
-9, and people are selling him. Fucking put the pipe down, cunts.
Oh, come on, no C word.
Oh, sorry.
I agree with you though, like really, wow, like fair income. That's mad. That's about as mad as you get. Travis Hunter -9 break even. Let's sell him. Most bought this week. Well, I'll go over the number 1 in a minute, but number 2 is CD Lamb. Do you agree with this?
There must be. There's a lot of pipe abuse in the community. Maybe they don't understand that he's going up against Denver this week. And no, I think that's just fucking lunacy, Brad. Really, that's not for me.
Number 3 is the Gaddinator from, or whatever his name is, Gaddin from Gaddin. Number 2, the second from.
The tight end. Tight end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Maybe these people have got Bowers who's out, and they've got McBride who's on the bye. I could see why, but that's ballsy to be bringing a tight end in now when you can bring it in one of those juicy wide receivers that are going to get 3 or 4 tutties this week. I don't know about that.
Talk about juicy. What about number 4, Rashid Rice? Give it to us. Tell us what you like about Rashid.
I loved it about Rashid because for about the first quarter of the game, he saw no pill. And then in about a 25-minute stretch, he had 10 receptions, put on a tutty, showed the world he's back. We had a discussion earlier during the week because I was all about getting my Rice sorted out. And then I think you said that he's still definitely a hold for 1 week because his price won't change. So I'm heeding that advice. I won't be going there. If those that want to get on the Rice train do it, because Mahomes is just connecting with him, and he is everything you want in a wide receiver number 1. I can't knock anyone for doing it, but I think there will be a few players getting more receptions this week, so Rice can wait.
Yeah, it really depends to me. If you see Rashid Rice as being your wide receiver to finish the year with, then one of your 6 wide receivers, then yes, certainly get him in. If he's not really going to earn you enough cash to be hugely relevant. He will go up in price, but he'll go down in price a bit too here or there. So it depends. If you want him as he's a finisher for the year, certainly jump on him if that is what's in your plan. Christian McCaffrey, number 5. Yeah, I can't knock it, but geez, he's getting expensive. John O. Taylor, number 6. Man, he's been the most bought for about 6 weeks in a row.
Well, they obviously didn't listen to the Benny the Sponge, the SC Sponge's advice in Pod 2 going, just move heaven and earth to get on JT.
No. Running back Kyle Monagai or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Kyle Monagai. He's just a backup. He's just a handcuff. He's a cheap downgrade. I can see why people are doing it. They're probably selling Genty to him so they can go one of their wides to a Chase or someone like that. I can see the appeal.
The next one is I love, but I just can't get him in at the moment. Quinshon Judkins, the old Jughead. Well, he does have a Jughead, and I'll tell you what, he's just made as a battering ram, is what we called him at the beginning of the year, and he's proven to be quite effective Supercoach-wise. He gets the points.
He does. But, Brad, just quickly on that, where are you going to play him? Because, I think that most coaches in our Cashie's eye seem to come up against, and we're at the pointy end of it. So there's a lot better players than me in there. That's why we're at the pointy end. It's not me. I'm dragging the chain. But it's some astute coaches. They've all got Taylor, Robinson, McCaffrey, Jacobs, or similar. Where do you put Judkins? Do you play him as your flex? Is he? Are you just bringing him in as cash growth, or who are you missing out? Because look at Robinson, Taylor, and McCaffrey's scores last week. Without them, I scored like under 100 points for the round.
Yeah,
They're
well,
amazing.
Look, I'm with you. I agree. There's no way I have room for him. I mean, my four that I have and will be going forward: McCaffrey, Henry, Taylor, and Robinson. As if any one of them is going to get a rest. No, they're not. But I do need to sharpen up possibly who my backup is going to be, because I do have a bit of an AE emergency sitting there. But at that price, for me, he wouldn't be one. Jackson Dart is next, the old Duster. Now, you and I were having a bit of a discussion off air about Dart, about the relevance of at the price he is now, whether he's a bring in or not at this stage. Yes, he does have about, I agree, he does have about 6 million yet to earn. He is the future for New York. We all know that. Everybody has said it. His own team has said it. Coaches are saying it. So he will continue to do the things that he does, and Supercoach loves it. To me, he will be an upgrade into, I will upgrade him myself in about 3 weeks' time, 2 weeks' time, probably into Lamar after he drops a bit of cash. But I could see the appeal. If you want a quick 6 million over the next couple of weeks, probably get him.
Yeah, well, I've just got to give myself a quick uppercut because I'm going to get him this week more than likely. Yet I might do my 1 millionth reverse trades. Because, like, he's already made 9 million. So it's like, do you get on the bus now? You know, like, do you get on the bus, especially because of what happened last week? Anyway, moving on, Brad. Moving on from Dart. Who's our next candidate, mate?
The last one on the list is Mr. Scatterbo, Mr. Head Down, bum in the air, and just run them straight. I don't know if anybody saw the fun post I put on Facebook this week in our group page. Oh, shit, it was funny. He was running in telegraph poles and bulldozing them over. It was funny as. But that's pretty much what he does. Pretty much what he does.
The only one I know that throws a butt more willy-nilly is Reece fucking Walsh, mate, you know, like button everything, you know. But I think Scatterbo knocked Walsh the fuck right out.
Yeah, he would just about knock any NRL player out, particularly those in the Broncos. But, you know, me and the Broncos, I love them. Not. So that's our most traded in and most traded out players there. Any questions about that?
No, look, I think if you're bringing in Scatterbo now, I don't know. I think you've lost a lot of value that you could have got if you got on him early there. I don't know what these people are doing bringing in running backs. So I think his break-even's pretty good. I think he's still going to make a bit of money, but he's someone who I would avoid. I think that there's more production you can make this week rather than bringing him in.
Yeah. No, can only agree there. So really that finishes all of that up. A lot of that some of it concerned some quarterback choices, but a lot, of course, in the wide receiver room, which was where we all know that the problems lie this week. You know, I'm now a lot of people have got Pickens now. Pickens is sitting there as my most expensive wide receiver, believe it or not. And yes, that's available this week. And yet a lot of people are bringing in CD. Would you be selling Pickens now? Do you reckon he's reached his peak?
I think he has reached his peak, but he's just such an amazing player. You know, the other week when I was going on about how he was bashing people and then jumping over the top of them and just running like, you know, Carl Lewis, he's just amazing. But with CD back and Dak going to be under tremendous pressure with the Broncos defense this week, they still haven't had their bye. To me, an astute coach would go, I'm seeing the bye, I'm taking the early cash grab, thanks for the good times, but fuck you, Mr. Pickens. See you later. And I would personally be moving him on if I didn't have other fires.
Well, what if you were like a good friend of mine and you had Nico Collins, you also had Rome, but you also had Pickens, which and you were being forced to play McMillan and Golden. Which two would you
I
be
am
upgrading?
being forced to play McMillan and Golden. You could be talking about me here, but you're not. What you do is that you just, I don't know whether the Bible helps. Get out the SC Bible and fucking pay homage to the gods and hope that McMillan and Golden don't suck it like they did last week. That's what you do, Brad, this week. We are all forced to do this because there are other fish to fry, mate. You know,
Absolutely,
you just got to.
Yeah.
We're all forced to do this. This is a buy. Just be grateful that you're going to get some points.
It's the Buy-Mageddon. The Buy-Mageddon. Yeah, well, that person said to me he's very unsure whether he's going to trade out Nico Collins, Rome, or Pickens, right? Which one, or if two of those should go.
Oh, well, look, I would trade Rome and Pickens because Romey fucking disappointed us last week. I think we were looking at his break even. It was something like 85 or something like this.
Yeah, he's got to go.
He's got to go. And Pickens, because he hasn't had the bye. Yeah, look, fuck it. Pickens and Rome out would certainly bring you in Rice and Jefferson, which would, I'd pull more Diddy oil out with Rice and Jefferson than I would Rome and Pickens this week. Put it that way.
All right. So, shall we get to some questions now? What do you think?
Question time.
We don't have a lot of questions this week. And I said we are a little bit earlier than usual. Not too much, but a little bit. But we do have some interesting questions, and we've almost covered some of them. So our first question is coming up right now. Darren Lee Bosson. You're going to have to tell us, Darren, are you French? It definitely sounds French.
French, like a triple banger. Like he could be friend of the show. DLB. Great handle.
Yeah.
Great handle. Who doesn't love a fucking triple banger?
He's got a question. I had Nakura and ASTB, means Amundsen Brown. It also have Hunter, who got 40 on the bye. Who do you think? Would you trade Hunter to avoid a donut? Don't really want to get rid of the other two. I'll put mine in first. At -9 BE, I can't see how, in what world you would trade out a player at -9 BE. Personally, if I was you there and you did want to avoid the donut, Nakura would be the one to go this week. And he is probably quite highly traded because of that. The other fella, he's just a Holden keeper. But we don't know, of course, if Nakura, they have said they're going to take it easy and they're not going to rush it. They're going to make sure he's fully fit and able to get full use before they bring him back. So it could even be another week. Nakura seems sensible to me. What do you reckon?
Well, I think that you will just suffer the self-hatred and the loathing next week when Puka gets his 15, 20 receptions, his 3 tutties, runs his 200, does everything, scores 80 points, and you'll be going, yeah, I love the buy. I made the great moves. Don't fucking do it. That's my advice. Hold the Sun God, which is a STB. Who doesn't love a 4-banger? That's like a 4-bangered razor. Not a friend of Brad's, but, who doesn't love a 4-banger? Now, look, they're both holds, and it's as simple as this. I said it before. Put the captain on Hunter, and then just loop and just make sure that your VC's on either Taylor or Robinson or Jamar Chase. Just use the flex like it's meant to be used, and they're trying to help you out with a buy. Your lowest score drops out, so accept it's going to be 0 and gun up. So that's my advice.
All right, thanks for that question, by the way, Darren. Really appreciate it. Next one's from anonymous participant 858. I don't know how people are still anonymous participants on Facebook, or how they can comment like that. But anyway, would you downgrade Genty to, or who would you downgrade Genty to? I've already gone Cheney to Vidal. He must be the only person I've heard this week anywhere who's making both his trades in the running back and ignoring the wide receiver pool. So must be doing very well in his wide. I don't know how he's avoiding that one, but a Tenny to Vidal is a great move. I probably would leave Genty myself. Save a trade.
I'll just, if you bear with me, Brad, just for 2 seconds while I just keep on looking on cash cows. Running back cash cows, who would I downgrade to? Well, you see that Kyle Monagai, he's one there at 4.7. He's got minus 15 BE. But, like, honestly, like, if you're going to start this player, this is where the question is unclear. This is if it's just for their bench or if it was starting. If it was going to be starting, I would just go sideways to Judkins or to Jalen Warren. That'd be the way which I would go, especially if you've got Etienne and Vidal. They're proper. Maybe you've got Etienne starting and Vidal on the bench. So maybe you could just flick Etienne to the bench, anonymous participant, and bring in a Jalen Warren who was looking pretty good. But Quinshawn Judkins would be the one I would choose. Friend of the show, Quinshawn Judkins, bro.
Now, just quietly, anybody who does have an ability to do it, I don't. But Jalen Warren is severely undervalued in Supercoach. And although he's not showing it just yet, but you're going to find some very low break-evens for him over the next few weeks, just quietly. He's only about 12 million, I think. Very, very cheaply owned. Very not owned by many, sorry. Squirrel Ripper. G'day, Squirrel. How much cash will Lamar bleed?
Yeah, well, he did write it to me. That was in one of our DMs. Fuck, how much will he bleed? Shitloads, I fucking hope. I hope he sucks it for the next 2 games. If anything, I fucking hope he does another fucking hammy and he's out for the season. That's what I'm hoping, because he's 29.1 million. I can't afford to get him. I'm shitting myself not owning him. How much will he bleed? I think his break-even's about 85. So if he gets a couple of 40 games, he's going to lose about 4 million. You might get him for 25 million in the next few weeks, squirrely. That'd be my guess. Just that's a blind swing at it. I don't have the algorithm, Brad. You're much more a stats man. What do you reckon?
Oh, I think he'll get down to around 25, 24. I actually do. That's a very high break even. So you've got 2, maybe 3 weeks worth of unless because don't forget it's a 3-game rolling average that it rolls through. So if he only goes moderate this week, say a 30 score or even a 40s, he's still 40 short of where his break even is, which means next week break even. The 3-game rolling average is still going to be applying, and he'll still have that real nasty score in his rolling average. So, it'll take 3 weeks for the rolling average to sort of pick up to around about 30s, 40s odd. So, you've got 3 weeks. Let's say 2 million a week, just on roughly. So, 24 million, 25 million. Does that make sense?
Yep, yeah. I think he's going to, about 25 million. Hey, Bretto, just like real quick, back onto Jalen Warren, right? Last week, he was out there for 65 snaps, but he had 17 rushes. He ran 130 yards. He didn't tutty up. Just get on board, because when the tutties start flowing, because they actually had a real fucking bad game last week. But when it's in their favour, he's just going to be like a wrecking ball. So that'd be your cheaper 10 million downgrade there, I think. So Warren is a real sneaky one, mate. Yeah.
I'll read straight from my article that I did this week. Jalen Warren, Pittsburgh, 10.8 million. BE of 11. My pick for the week in running back. It's a little controversial, but he's had the bye. He's seriously undervalued. And anytime Rodgers decides a running play is in order rather than throwing, then Warren is the only one he's looking at. You agree?
Yep. Well, he's got Kenny Gainwell there as his handcuff. Kenny comes on maybe on 4th downs, maybe on 3rd downs, but as their prime lead dog, it's definitely all Warren. Over his last 3 games, he's had 18, 11, and 16 rushing attempts, but now that's also with 5, 4, and 4 receptions, so he can catch it and run it. He's going to be involved. Just get on board. He's a real dark horse, mate. Love him. Love him, Brado. Love him.
All right, Supercoach Jinx. Hey, mate, I have Dart, Allen, and Mayfield. What do I do? I want Mahomes, but should I be nothing or downgrading? I don't think you should be nothing. No. I still think you should have 3 quarterbacks in your team. That's my personal view.
Yeah.
I know
Ted's got 20 million on the bench. 20 million on the bench. A lot of money.
It is.
But if you want Mahomes, who could blame someone for wanting Mahomes? They look really shit, KC did for the first few weeks, but when Kelce's, tidied up, and now that Rice is back, Travis Kelce, by the way, he's going to almost become obsolete too because Rice is going to take all of his targets. If you want Mahomes, do it. The only fear with the Mahomes is if they've got the game script going and they're up by plenty, and they could be, they're going to fucking hook him. And they did last week. So is he the play? Personally, I'd be downgrading Baker to someone real cheap and gunning up. That's if you don't have fires. But I'd certainly keep Dart, and I'd keep Allen now. Allen's had his bye. Dart could do anything. So there's your money, Jinx. And good luck. But I know that whoever you bring in, you're going to fucking break. So bring in Mahomes because I don't want him.
There's a couple of cheap quarterbacks around. I probably would go Mayfield down. We don't. Mayfield. Enough said. All right. Don't think we've had this one yet. Jacob Cheeseman. The Cheeseman. What a name that is. I love it. The Cheeseman.
Mate, he's got to come from Green Bay. He's got to be a shareholder at Green Bay. We're not worthy. Hail all fucking cheeseheads, mate. Hail all cheeseheads.
Thank you, Jacob, for your question. We love it. Pickens and Quinshaw. No, that'll be Johnson. Yeah, sells from the Chargers. Pickens and Johnson.
Quentin Johnson. Is Johnson a sell?
Isn't he out for another 8 weeks, you said, possibly?
Yeah. I'm just going back. I'm finding him now. It's not looking good for him. Look, if anything, he's wide receiver 3 for the Chargers. He's a sell. Pickens and him sells. Yeah, fucking definitely. Pickens with 18 million with a buy to come. Johnston being wide receiver 3. Well, get in Rice, get in Jefferson, or stop super coaching.
All right, thank you to Jacob there. Thanks for that question. Daniel, will Flacco continue to fire 15-plus targets to Jamar every week, and will they make the playoffs, the Bengals? Well, I don't know about the playoffs, but and in fact, I don't even know. My thoughts on Flacco, and I'll let you have yours in a minute, Ted, but my thoughts on Flacco is that every year for about the last 3 years, somebody gets him in as a bit of a Mr. Fix-It in their team. One of the franchises, they go, who are we going to get? Oh, Joe Flacco's available, and they get him. He goes really good for about 3 weeks, and then the wheels just fall off and he ends up just pus. And then he ends up back in the boondocks waiting for another team to come and trade him in for another fix-up for a while. So I don't know when it's going to break, but at the moment he seems to be finding him.
Well, I'm hearing every word you've been saying, and you're probably true. But this year seems to be the year for old fucking men. I keep saying it. We've got all these old men quarterback turning back up, like Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. They're all there, you know. A-Rod, they're all turning 85. They've got their Zimmers out there and they're fucking hobbling around. And for those that don't know Joe Flacco, and I know that we have a few guys which are pretty new to the sport, right? Well, Joe's nickname is Immobile Joe. So he doesn't run, so there's no Russian tutties. There's like no dink and dunks. There's just long bombs. And here's the way I look at it. Firstly, second part of the question, do they make the playoffs? Who gives a fuck? Because our game's over by then. But the first part, will Flacco continue 15-plus targets? Ding, correct. 15 to 20 targets. If I can back the truck up just a little bit, Brado, in the last 2 games, he's had 35 targets, 26 receptions, 255 yards, and 2 tutties. He's only just getting warmed up. If you watch Flacco at his latest presser, he's all about, I'm just a footballer. I'm feeling the football. And my job is I got the 2 best wide receivers in the business is T. Higgins and that other guy, Jamar. And I'm just going to throw it to him. And that's all he's got to do. So, Daniel, yeah, fuck yeah, mate. He's just going to throw it all day long because he can't run. And mate, get on to Jamar this week, everyone. Get on to him, or you're going to hate yourselves. They're playing the Jets.
They are playing the Jets, and if you want a nice vice captain, he would be nothing wrong with going a bit radical and going for him. Don't forget, folks, there is a few out there watching. Do throw us a comment. We are available for comments live. Not for too much longer, mind you. All right, Bergsy, season is gone. But who can I bring in, wide receiver and running back, that are super pod and have got good draws, if any? Well, it's a funny thing about super pods in this game. Yeah, it's what defines a super pod. Boutte is one for me. Boutte has not the worst draw, but he has a very high ceiling, so he can get 6 points or he can get 46 points. He's all over the shop. We just go have a look at his season averages and his season scores there. As I said, he goes from the cellar to the penthouse very, very quickly. That's what gets you a pod status, when you can do that sort of thing. Because it gets consistent conservative players like myself. We won't go anywhere near them. We go, no way for that one. And running back, well, I'll go with Warren, who we just spoke about. Massive pod, super undervalued. Ted, your thoughts?
Well, yeah, definitely Warren. Get on to Warren. And, mate, with your running back, Bergs, a little cheeky one. We talked about him just a little bit earlier, but A.J. Brown, he's got a -5 break even. He's going to make you $1.5 million. But I just think that he just could be primed this week to pick up a couple of cheeky tutties, and Berg's season will be back on track. And, mate, we'll get you into the top 5,000, Bergs. We've, mate, do not give up hope, mate. Do not give up hope. She's a long season, mate. She's a long season. We'll get you home, mate.
It's okay, Bergs. It's you should know from all that you've played Supercoach for a long time. You play it all the way through to the last round, and you generally find out you've actually done better than a lot of other people just simply by hanging in there and not giving up. And that's basically what life's about, isn't it? If you hang in there and don't give up, you can often it's amazing what can be achieved. All right, so we've still got his question up there. I better take that's the last of those questions there, Ted. Anything else we need to? Well, I guess we need to. We'll quickly do this one. We'll quickly
got one more thing to do.
Yeah, one more.
It's time for.
Yes, the old bag of dicks. Well, my bag of dicks goes this week to the New York Giants, giving up 19-point lead with 9 minutes to go, and losing the game to the Browns. To Bo Nix. A lot of people will blame Jackson Dart, although he did give away a crucial turnover late in the game, which really probably did lose the game for them. Because there's been a lot of hatred out there by no Giants fans. But I think the fact that he was under such pressure from a poor offensive defense, probably, I think there's a lot more team people that should be looking at taking responsibility there, not just putting it all on the poor old little Jackson. Because believe it or not, he did everything he could to win that game. He did some amazing things. He had some amazing throws, rushed whenever he basically tried to carry a team on his own at times. But, yeah.
Just throw one pick, Brad. You just throw one pick. One pick. What does one pick matter? I don't think it'll bother him one fucking bit. We did have this conversation. Is he still worth bringing in? Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm bringing him in this week. That whole franchise is Dart, so he's got the keys to it. I think he can flush anything. He's young enough, brash enough. He don't give a fuck, mate. He'll be back next game. They've got a bit of a challenge next week, but yeah, definitely I think he's a lot of money to make yet. So he's my boy this week, bro.
He's a big body. He's young, as we said, a big body, and he's he's a really weird cat, I think he doesn't believe that man went to the moon. He's got another few really freaked out, weird. Go research it.
He didn't go to the fucking moon, Brad. We didn't.
He has. No, he really, go have a look. He's got some really flipped out ideas, but it's cool. That's what makes a great individual, is having your ideas and voicing them, and if that's what he wants to do. As long as he doesn't come out and say he's a flat earther, I'll be right.
I don't know about this fucking flat earth, right? But honestly, I do know that we haven't been to the fucking moon. Stanley Kubrick filmed it in his basement. And mate, if the world is flat, I wouldn't be surprised, because we're living in the fucking Matrix anyway, mate. This is just all code, right? And everything I've ever looked at code, it's on a flat fucking screen. So flat earth, flat code, it's a possibility, mate.
All right, now, just very quickly before we do go, Darren, here's Darren again. Hey, Darren, if you hit rewind, rewind on this, we actually did do your comment, and we had a bit of fun with you earlier in regards to your question. He was asking, about Amon and Nakura, and he's also got Hunter. Which one of the three should he? We think you're mad for getting rid of Hunter. I think both of us agreed on that. I sort of went for Pikua because we don't even know if he'll be back next week. But yeah, Hunter with a -9 break even. I think you want to keep that money rolling in. It's really critical. Piku, you can always get him back in a few weeks' time when you've made that money. So for my liking, it was Nakura is the one that should go. And Ted, what was you were thinking about holding?
I said what you have to do, Daz, is you have to hire the Da Vinci Code, and you have to watch the scene on replay where that dude is flogging fucker out of the back of himself with that whip and putting the hate and the self-loathing on, and that'll be you next week when Puka is just fucking putting tutties down, right? He's a fucking hold, bro. Surely you've got other fires. Just hold him, hold the sun god, put your captain onto Hunter and have a swing with your VC, except that the flex is going to be your lowest score this week, and that's your captain. It's going to suck it, but that's how you super coach, mate. Don't shoot yourself in the fucking foot, bro. That's the best advice I can give you.
Look, and Ted's 1,000% right. He's more right than I am on this one. I mean, I gave you one opinion, but you definitely do not make your trade, right, until you absolutely have to. So get one of the earlier games on Sunday morning their time, but Monday morning ours, or one in that crazy Jets versus Bengals game. If you can get a vice captain in that, like Jamal, right, just do it, and hopefully that vice captain scores really well, and you can use that as a looping option. You can use Hunter as your loop. Definitely, that is your best option to run with there this week. All right, Ted, that's about it, mate. We've been going.
Just like real quick though, right? Apart from Chase, we haven't talked our captain options or our VC options because it's personal choice. But this week, I think that it's got to be between Chase, anyone playing the Jets, and Bijan Robinson. That's all I'm saying. I think it's because they've got the matchups. So anyone playing Tennessee, anyone playing Miami, and mate, load up on Jamar Chase. You know, so that's how I look at it. Anyone playing from Indiana, any Colt, put a VC or a C on him. Anyone from the Falcons named Bijan, put a VC or a C on him. And personal choice is it'll be my VC because I'm putting a C on Travis Hunter because I'm taking my own advice, and I'm going to go VC on Chase. That'll be me, Brad, and I'm keeping it there.
Yeah, well, the Colts don't play until pretty late Monday. Actually, they play at 7:30 in the morning Monday. The Colts, and they're up against the Titans, who are absolutely hapless. So, your captain would be in that team, and you can vice captain. Just do what we said there a minute ago. Just probably vice captain Jamar, if you've got him, would be a very, very good option. There's another few options out there that could easily, even Derrick Henry this week could easily knock you out 50 points.
The king.
So, but do that. Make sure you do that, Darren, when you're asking that question earlier.
Do that, and you're skyrocketing up the ladder, mate. Skyrocketing, mate. Do not fucking do any other moves apart from one of those three.
All right, folks. Well, we thank you very much for tuning in. We hope that you've got a bit out of this. Till next week, Ted, we race trade our ass off and have fun, yeah?
Race trade, like and subscribe. Get outside and touch grass.
See you all later, folks. Enjoy.